Timmy Joe reviews anything.
Reviewing computer parts on YouTube.
That's fine.
Gotta be pumped on that, right, Will? Computer parts! Woo!
Oh yeah.
What's up, people? My name's Timmy Joe. You know me, though. I make video cards. Don't fall down. Video cards fall down on the internet. Hi. We're here. We're making videos. Look at this thing. Isn't this crazy? This is a Voodoo PC. And no, not Voodoo 3DFX. Nah, it's a company Voodoo. And this is a Voodoo Omen. And I want you to guess from which year this PC came. It looks pretty amazing. It's made of this tempered glass side panel, brushed aluminum, very Lee kind of ish. Very humongous. Also built backwards. It's usually the front of the PC's on the other side. But unless you really look into the innards, you might consider this to be a modern PC. It's also very loud, you know. Well, there's a reason. The water loop in it is 10 years old. Minimum. Well, probably around 10 years old. Yes, this PC's from about 2006. Believe it or not. And we'll see in a moment a little bit of history on this, what little I could dig up on this company. But Voodoo used to be a boutique PC building company, basically like Origin PC, where they made these very expensive, very elaborate PCs for consumers with very high-end parts in them. Water cooling, which was not really a thing back then, at least not as mainstream and easy to access as what it is now. So you definitely want some experts doing it. I mean, there's pipe clamps on all the fittings, like ratchet or like whatever. The, you know, really ones you can buy Canadian Tire or whatever. Home Depot, shut up. Canadian. So this PC is disgusting, and it's provided by a very nice viewer who's been helping me out. He provided the 9800 Ultras. We've been doing some deals back and forth. He lives kind of near me. He brought this up for me to have a look at, and he says, Timmy Joe, look inside the loop. It looks like it's growing a cultivation of bacteria, and you might be able to harvest that bacteria, incubate it, and then it will grow into a PC master race destroying. No, it's just going to be disgusting. We're going to go ahead and empty the loop today. I don't plan on doing a whole lot of maintenance to this because it's not my PC, but I'd like to see what the inside of a 10-year-old water loop looks like. We also have it running right now. This is the PC. It's very loud. It has an odd configuration. It's a Core 2 Extreme running at 3 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM on an Enforce 780 SLI board. Pretty nice board, pretty nice situation with actually one of these inside it, an EVGA GTX 295. So dual GPU solutions in there. It's on a water block as well. Pretty fun stuff, and you know, not terribly amazing. You couldn't really game with this GPU anymore efficiently or with any newer titles, but the CPU is still getting what? Let's see, boom, 317 in Cinebench at stock 3 gigahertz speeds. Now I'm sure it could go higher, but right now, as it is, the temperatures are, you know, under 50 degrees at load. Even with this disgusting loop going on, and I didn't want to kind of mess with any overclocks or anything like that. In fact, I'm going to do very little to this PC aside from just flush the loop out. I'm not taking any of the fittings apart or anything, and that's only going to half solve the problem. Someone will have to eventually clean this thing out properly, but I want to see what's inside the guts of one of these freaking things. So before I'm gonna shut it down because it's so loud. Shut down. It has like Enermax, like whatever 10-year ago version of Enermax fans with like that crazy light effect on them. Maybe those were added after the fact. I believe this PC might have even been upgraded at some point because the components inside lean more towards a system of like 2009, not 2006. When I'm pretty sure this whole rigmarole is pre-HP buying Voodoo out. That's right, HP bought Voodoo out. Are you ever going to shut off? Oh, there we go. So yeah, here we go. Let's get this out of the way. Boom. This would be another model. There's several models, but HP actually maintains this logo and owns the Omen brand and the Voodoo brand, and they were making some custom PCs with that same company, but I think they eventually just absorbed them, as we'll see. But if you do a wiki on Voodoo PC, not Voodoo FX or anything like that, this is a completely separate thing, this is how long the Wikipedia page is. It's very hard to find information on this company. But the Raoul Sood, yes, he was the owner of the company, or the CEO, Rahul Sood, and he got purchased up by HP and absorbed. And I don't know if he's still there, but this happened in 2006, near the end of the year, where HP announced to buy them. So this would have been somewhere in the area of that purchase. They were making PCs for years before that, but they wanted to get into more of the extreme market. And then it wasn't long before the Voodoo PC brand is basically dead. And this was published in 2009, so 3 years later. But, the Omen, like I said, the brand lives on with this stuff. The laptops and whatever have that branding on it. But this is the OG. This is the real thing. And, I'm looking at a little review of a unit very similar to this on PC Magazine. And it's a $6,800 PC 10 years ago. So this is like an $8,000 boutique PC in today's, times. It's ridiculous. And I don't really even see what's too special. I guarantee you were paying like 50% just for the the put together and the aesthetics, because the parts would not add up to $4,000, $3,000. Maybe close, but that just doesn't make sense to me. But there's a whole written article, and actually the specs on this one is an Athlon based system. So what makes me think maybe this was upgraded at some point, or maybe you could just order different configurations. But the CPU, the motherboard, and the GPU all lean towards more like end of 2008. So whether this PC was just made then, still under the Voodoo brand and sold, I don't know. It's all a mystery at this point. But it's a pretty cool PC. And if this was mine in my case, maybe I would gut this case out, put some modern hardware in it, really clean it out, and put a real loop back in it, because it's not gonna go anywhere. It's a solid piece of kit. So it's going to take us a little bit to siphon out this loop, but there is definitely some algae growing in it. It's disgusting. I'm pretty sure those are not supposed to be green, or if it is, it's not supposed to have chunks floating in it. So let's go ahead and get this thing down to its bare bones. It was very loud when I first turned it on. I had to put some low noise adapters on some of the fans and play around with it, because it was just like terrible to be playing around with. It was just like, here, listen. Isn't that ridiculous? And then look at this green algae just floating around in there, like that doesn't even make sense that you would leave a PC this long. But Tyler bought this I believe on eBay, or maybe it was on a local selling site, but I think he had it shipped out from like out west in Canada here. So he collects these. I think he has more than a couple of them. So maybe we'll see another one later on the channel. I think an orange one. But I figured let's at least clean the loop out a little bit for him, and maybe it will help with seeing how far we can take the internal hardware once we get the loop clean. But again, it was staying under 50 degrees, so it can't be that bad. So let's go ahead and make a montage of me trying to get some gross stuff out of this loop. Woo! Whoa! Oh my god. So this thing stuck up in the disk drive bay is the tank, like the reservoir, and it is disgusting. Look at that. So let's keep rolling on it. It's gonna be so gross. All right, we're all ready here to just make history. Here we go. Oh yeah, my system is working. Oh yeah. Here we go. Oh man, that's so gross. That is the color. Ugh. Now it's obviously mixed with air and whatever the water is making it diluted, but oh, that's gross. All right, let's keep going, I guess.
Oh no! Oh no! Ah!
FSP to the rescue. Thank you for the towel. Goodness gracious, hi there, it's Timmy Joe back with the freaking PC all cleaned up. I mean, I freaking wiped it out, I cleaned it, I made it shiny, and it's looking nice, and it's as quiet as it's probably been in 10 years, even though it's still loud as it sounds like a goddamn server room. But you know, it's working, and I cleaned the loop out enough, although there are definitely still a lot of contamination in the rad. Didn't take the GPU block apart. It's obviously working a lot better because, I mean, temperatures are in like the mid-60s running Cinebench here, and I put a freaking 1.1 gigahertz overclock
21 gigawatts!
on this quad-core Extreme. I mean, 4.1 gigahertz, running Cinebench, totally stable, temperatures are awesome. It's breathed some new life into this thing, and it's not, you know, nearly as loud as it was, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's a little piece of PC history, a boutique water-cooled PC from 2007. I actually found a sticker inside that shows this was made May 2007. And then I talked with Tyler, and he says the original owner says he did send this out to Voodoo in about 2008-ish to get it serviced and replace the parts to upgrade it to what it is now, because it was probably more like an Athlon-based system to begin with. I don't know if the GPU was changed at that point, but I would definitely consider that the loop had not been touched in freaking 10 years. So Tyler will take this back. We see 432 in Cinebench. That is not bad at all. And then just for a little, I did a little more digging. Voodoo PC's website's still online, although you can't click on anything. It's just some water cooling parts, kind of great out there. And it says exclusive, custom built in Germany. So that's fun. This was their last PC, the Omen upgrade after this. It had a little screen in the front, had a pretty nice little situation going on, but this was pretty much the death of Omen right here, the death of Voodoo. And although the Omen brand still lives on in some laptops from HP and that weird QB computer, I mean, it's not a real company anymore. And the owner, or the CEO back then, Raul Sud, he moved on to Microsoft after that, and now he runs an esports gambling site called Unicorn, I'm not too sure, but there is a little piece of history sitting beside me, and probably not the last time you'll see one of these on the channel, because Tyler has more than one. So there might be, another loop for me to clean that's like 10 years old. We'll see. But I'm happy to give this back to him and get the hell out of my house, as it weighs 1 metric ton, and it is loud, and it is hot, and it is not something I want to play around with anymore after all that green death went into my lungs. But if you like watching this kind of content, or, Ryzen 2's launching tomorrow, or in the next couple days. I got a motherboard, but I did have to buy the CPU on my own, so I probably won't have it until Friday if I'm lucky. But at least I got a motherboard this time, so we'll have some Ryzen 2 overclocking, some absolutely fun stuff coming up on the channel. There is a heck of a lot of cool stuff, even like this gets 400 in Cinebench. I'm pretty sure this will get 400 in Cinebench. This is the new Pentium from Coffee Lake. I have the motherboard for it finally, so we'll do a little budget ski build with a Pentium on a newer platform with a GT 1030. But I'm Watch Timmy Joe Instagram and Twitter. Follow me there. Like this video if you like this kind of stuff, because I like to know, these old PCs and like finding crazy stuff like this. If it's something I know that I didn't do any gaming benchmarks, but I will be doing 295 on the channel eventually. I got one up here. So I just don't have time right now with Ryzen 2 launching, but to clean this out and have a little look at what 10 years of algae looks like, that's fun. And if you could support me on Patreon, I'm almost at $100. That helps get more content here. I don't get paid very much from YouTube, and the support on Patreon and stuff like that, stuff's gonna eventually make it so I can do this full time and provide more than 2 or 3 videos a week. I'd love to be doing a lot more content for you guys, so any help you could manage, even if it's just by buying stuff through my Amazon affiliate links, which are always in the description, or if you have any cool older hardware you want to send me, me at timmyjoe.com. That's always in the description as well. But I'm at Watch Timmy Joe, Instagram and Twitter. Follow me there. There's lots of fun. I always post stuff on Twitter, and there's like so much content. I just don't have. There's never enough time in the day. Believe me. I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks for watching.